Hello, my name is Alan Roberts. I am a second-year student at Austin Presbyterian Theological Seminary. We are here today with Reverend Dr. Ted Wardlaw. He is the president and professor of homiletics here at Austin Seminary. Welcome.
Thank you, Alan. It's good to be with you.
Pleasure to be here. Tell me, did you grow up celebrating Easter and Lent?
Not so much. Part of that was because I grew up in South Carolina for the most part, for a few years in Atlanta as a child. South Carolina was a famously low church part of the world, and there was a kind of liturgical poverty, especially in seasons like Lent and whatnot. You just kind of went along, and one day you go to church and it's Palm Sunday and you carry in the palm fronds, and then you spend the next week in silence, and the next Sunday you go to church and it's Easter and you celebrate Christ the Lord is risen today. But there wasn't a lot of development around the Lenten discipline and the disciplines of Holy Week. And so no, I didn't experience Lent and Easter in the richness that we experience it now.
Okay. Do you have any favorite memories you would like to share with us?
Well, I loved waking up on Sunday morning on Easter, and there's always an Easter basket for me to enjoy, and colorful Easter eggs and Easter egg hunts and things like that. So that was really my most memorable experience of Easter as a kid.
Okay.
Not so much what happened in church.
Okay. Tell me, what difference does the church's proclamation of Easter hope make towards the world or the lives that individuals live today?
Fundamentally, what Easter does is it sounds the proclamation that God completes what we cannot complete. Mm-hmm. We happen to be sitting next to one of my favorite pieces of art here in my office, and it's this sculpture that was given to me a number of years ago by a sculptor from Dallas. And it is a depiction of Easter. You see these two women who are coming to the tomb where Jesus has been laid after his crucifixion, and they are there to complete the embalming of his body, and they go in and the tomb is empty. There's no one lying on this platform, and their first reaction, if you look at their faces, is fear. Both of them. One of them has her hand over her mouth, and the other one is looking mournfully up at her, and they're both thinking, what has happened? Well, what has happened is Easter. God came to that tomb, and in ways we only experience as a mystery, Jesus got up, and God completed what we cannot complete. To me, that's just the crucial starting point with respect to Easter. And of course, now that we are a lot more liturgically sensitive to the rhythms of the Christian year, we spend the whole season of Easter plumbing that mystery, because you can't get it all in one fell swoop. But to me, the bottom line is that God does what we cannot do. God completes what we cannot complete.
Yes, yes. What would you say to someone who is struggling with Easter hope?
Well, there's always someone struggling with Easter hope, and a lot of it has to do with the circumstances in their life, the loss perhaps of a spouse or a child or a parent. And what I would say to that person is, if you're struggling with Easter hope, let us hope for you when it's hard for you to hope by yourself. That's part of what we do as church. Makes me think of the way in which I love to end a worship service with this particular benediction, in which I say, go out into the world in peace, and as you go, remember that you are never alone, that even when you can't sense it, Jesus, our risen Lord, is walking with you. That's the source of our hope. And when you can't do that by yourself, let me do it for you. Let me do it with you.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you. It is our sincere prayer that these video devotionals will encourage you during the season of Lent and will fill your heart with Easter hope.